So in this part of the video, we are going to look at how we can reset our password. So many a times users, we are all victims of this particular situation where we can forget our password. Once we forget our password, then clearly we can't have access to the system because we need some credentials, which is our password and our username to log in. Now the username is very easy to remember, but then the password may be a problem. Or even in both cases where you've forgotten your password and your username, there's still hope for us. So we are going to build a password reset system, and Django already has it sorted. So we just have to use what Django has provided and see how we work our way around it. So the first thing we need to do is to request for a password reset. Okay. Now this is going to render. We are going to see this as we build our project along. It is going to give us a view which is called the password reset done view. Then once the password reset is done, okay, so we are going to input our email address. Once we click on submit, then we get a confirmation message, and that confirmation message will be sent to our email address. Okay, so we provided our email address that, okay, this is my email address, I've forgotten my password. Now a confirmation message will be sent to the email address with some security features we are going to see. Now after that confirmation message has been sent, we'll go into our email address, click on where we are supposed to click. There will be a URL link over there. Now this is going to lead us to another page. We are going to put in our new password and confirm it. Now once we complete that, we are directed back to this password reset complete page. Now you can have access to the login page, okay, with our new password before we access our website. So we are going to go back into VS Code and see how we handle all these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my inventory projects folder, and I'll go into my URLs, and this is going to be more or less like a class-based view. So we are not going to write functions for it. We are just going to use a class and a corresponding template, and we are good to go. Now this is actually built into the django.contrib.auth views, okay, and remember we are calling it as auth views over here, so you can have access to what I'm talking about over here. So auth views. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, and we are going to see this as we move along step by step. So I'm going to have a path, and the path I'm going to call this password underscore resets. So this is going to be the path, and the view is going to be auth views dots, and we can have access to the password reset view. So I think I missed out password over here, so I have password reset view. You can see we have quite a number of things over here. We have password done view, password confirm view, password complete view. We are going to see all these as we move along. So we are going to call the password reset view, and since this is a class-based view, we are going to say it as view so that you can have access to it as a view. Then I'm going to give it a URL name. I'm going to call password underscore reset. So this is going to be the URL that we are going to have access to. Okay, so I'll save this, and once again let me close it so that you can see everything right over here. So you can now see we have this URL over here. By default, even if you don't create a view, Django is going to give us some kind of a template, and we are going to use that for now and see how we can change some few things. So we are going to go into our registration or our login view, which is in our user template, and put out some kind of anchor tag over here so that we can have access to the view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my templates, and inside users I'll go into login, and just about where we render our form and login, I'm just going to have a link tag over here, and this is going to lead me to I'll put out my template tag. I'm going to have URL, and I'm going to paste the URL over here, and this will say something like forget password, okay, like you see in lots of these applications. Then I'm just going to have a class of, let's say, margin XY, and let's do 4 over here. Okay, so this is going to be a simple link over there. So let's come and refresh, and we're going to have this link over here. So forget password. Now when I click on this, like I said, we didn't have to put out anything over here. Okay, we didn't have to put out anything over here. Django is automatically rendering the password reset view for us. Okay, now we can put in our own logic and try and render our own template, and we are going to look at that later. All right, so over here I have a registered user by name. Let me show you. So let's go to users and let me log in first before you can have access. So as an admin, among all my registered users, it is only with Ken over here that this email is correct, because at the end of the day we are sending an email. Okay, we are putting an email over here so that a mail will be sent to our email so that we can change our password in there. So clearly you need to put in a correct mail, and it is only this particular user that I'm using my correct mail over here. So I'm going to just do that, and let's come back over here. Okay, so let me log out and come back again and click on this. So I'm going to type in kbrony123@gmail.com. Now when I click on reset password, all right, so we are getting some errors over here. It says reverse for password underscore reset underscore confirm not found. Password underscore reset underscore confirm is not a valid function. Now clearly we haven't even touched on this, but then it is giving us something like this. So clearly we need to pass in, or we need to write some logic to implement what this error is catching for us, and that's actually another view we need to work on. So basically we are going to work with I think about 4 views over here in order to go through the whole cycle. So the next one we are going to look at is, we have another one we are going to call the password, and it's going to be password resets underscore done. Okay, so this is going to be our URL or our path. Then I'm going to call auth views dot password resets, and I think this is done view. So I have password dot reset dot done view, and I'm going to call this as view, and the name of the URL, I think with these names of these URLs you don't have to change them, so you just have to maintain the password underscore reset underscore done over here before Django can actually recognize it. So I'll save this, and this is going to be a flash message that's going to appear that yes, the email has been sent. So you can now go to your whatever email address to have access to that particular email. Then the next one, and that's exactly what you are seeing over here. This is the password reset confirm not found. So there's also a password underscore reset underscore confirm view that we need to have access to. So I'm going to call a path, and I'm also going to say password underscore reset underscore confirm. So this is also going to lead me to auth views dot password reset, and I'll do confirm view, and I'll call as view over here. Then the name of the URL, like I said, is very important. So the name is going to be password underscore reset underscore confirm. All right, so with this done, I think we are in business to a point. Okay, now however, with this password reset confirm view, there are some few things we need to look out for. Now, when you look at this arrow over here, see that it is looking for the protocol. So obviously the protocol is going to be an HTTP or an HTTPS. Then the domain, which is going to be your www.whatever.com. Then the URL, which is the password reset confirm. It is looking for a UIDB64 and a token. And these are basically security features Django needs to add in order to make sure that it is sending the email directly to a specific user. So what I'm going to do is I'll have to copy this. So Control C, and I'll just have to pass in an angle bracket over here. Then the next one I also need to take care of is the token. So I also need to pass in an angle bracket over here. All right, so over here we have the password reset confirm slash the UIDB64, which is a security feature, and the token as well. So we are going to see all these in action as we move along. So once again, let me come back here and let's start the process all over. So I'll click on this. I'm directed to the password reset view, and I'll type in my email address. Now when I click on this, we can see that yes, something was about to happen, but then we got locked at some point. And that's because the connection was refused. Okay, the connection was refused because Django is trying to log in into our system, but then we haven't provided any email or password or thing of that sort. And that's because we actually haven't provided one. So what I'm going to do is, in order to complete this whole cycle, you also need to come and pass in another path over here, and that path is also going to be password, and that's going to be password reset complete. So password reset complete is going to be the path, and I'm going to call the auth views dot, I'll say password reset complete view, as you can see over here, dot as view, and the URL I'm going to use, once again you have to use exactly the same URL. It's going to be password underscore reset underscore complete. All right, so I think this should be it. But the next thing we need to do is to come into our settings.py, and this is where we are going to put in some few parameters over here as far as our email and things of that sort is concerned. So inside settings.py, we are going to specify our email address. Okay, where exactly is the email sending to as far as our system is concerned. So the first parameter I'm going to specify over here is email underscore backend. So this email underscore backend is going to take in a list, or it's going to take in a strange value, and this is going to be django.core.mail.backend.smtp. So SMTP is basically simple mail transfer protocol, and email backend. All right, so this is going to be the email backend. Then the next one is going to be the email underscore host. So the email underscore host is also going to be a strange value, and SMTP dot, and this time around I'm using Gmail, so I'm going to say .gmail.com. And the next one is going to be the email port, and the email port is going to be a port value. Okay, so for Gmail accounts, the port it uses is 587. Okay, and there's an int, so you just leave it like this. You don't put it in a strange quotation mark. Then the next one parameter I need to specify is the email use underscore TLS. So TLS is basically some kind of security feature, and I'm saying true over here. Then the next one is going to be the email underscore host underscore user. So this is where I now have to pass in the email address. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pass the email address very soon. Then the next one is going to be the email underscore host underscore password. So this is also going to be a password I'm going to pass in. Now, for the purpose of this work, I just created a mail over here, which I have as Django KenInventory.gmail at gmail.com. So I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste this over here. Then the password, obviously it is not secure to be writing passwords over here. There are several ways you can look at this. I think one of the better ways is to use environment variables, but then I'm not going to look at environment variables over here. I'm just going to type in password. By the time I upload this video, I'll probably might have changed it. I'm not using the email address anyway, but then by the time I post this video, I probably might have changed it. In fact, I will actually change it so that nobody hacks into this email. So I think I use LEM programming 123. I think at LEM programming 123. All right, so I'll save this. And once I save this, there are some few things you need to look out for over here. Now, you may have problems with the login coming through, and that's because Gmail automatically puts some kind of restrictions into who can log in onto your system. So what you need to do is you need to go into manage accounts, then you go into security, then I think just about here where you have less secured apps. Okay, so I have it on, but it says it is recommended to turn it off. So you just have to click on this, and by default yours is going to be turned off. Okay, by default it's going to be turned off, but then you have to turn it on so that at least your Django application is able to interact with your email address. Okay, it is not the most secure way, but I think this is the best way to go. But make sure you don't have to put out your email address and your password as I've done over here. So we are going to go through the process once again and click on this. So now I'm going to type in this email address, which is kbrony123@gmail.com. Now when I click on reset my password, I'm directed here. So I say this is a flash message, and this is actually the password reset done. Okay, remember this is a view we had over here. So the first one was password reset, then we go to password reset done, and that's what we are seeing over here. So this actually displays a flash message. It says we've emailed you instructions for setting your password if an account exists, and a couple of other things. So I'll come into my Gmail account, and as you can see, we have some kind of issue over here. So you say, well, access for less secured apps has been turned on, and of course we actually did that. Then we have this mail coming through over here. So it says you are receiving this mail because you requested a password reset for your account at localhost 8000. So this is actually going to be let's say if it is a registered domain, www.keninventory.com. this is what we are going to see over there. All right, then clearly we have this showing up over here. So as you can see, we have password underscore reset underscore confirm, and that's what we see over here. So we have password underscore reset underscore confirm, but as you can see, we have a / a UIDB64 and a token, and these are the extra parameters being passed out over here. So now when I click on this, it says new password. So with a new password, I'm going to type in a new password over here, and I'm going to repeat this new password. So when I click on change my password. It says that what password reset complete. Okay, so password reset complete. Now I can now come in here and put out my password. I mean my new password over here. All right, so when I log in now, it says that what everything is working over here. Now let's go back to the email address. So as far as the email address goes, it gives us everything that we need. Okay, so there's a link we need to click in order to have access to that page for us to reset our password. And it says that your username, in case you've forgotten, is Ken. So it actually gives us some kind of information, because the most important thing we are changing now is the password. And thanks for using our site. So this is what Django gives us, okay, and that's what we are trying to use over here. All right, but clearly we don't want to be resetting our password when, let me close this one over here. We don't want to be resetting our password. Let me log out here too. We don't want to be resetting our password and having these views over here. Clearly we would want to modify things, and in order to do so, we are going to create some kind of templates over here so that you can render those templates instead of just putting out the default Django stuff we used. So clearly we can see that when we are using our logout and our login routes over here we are also using some kind of class-based views over here, and we pass in this parameter template name and the folder and things of that sort. So we can actually do the same thing over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to for my first page, which is going to be the password reset page, I'm going to pass in template name. So template underscore name over here is equal to, and this is going to be in my user folder. So I'm going to have user / I think the template name should be password underscore reset. So I'm going to say password underscore reset .html. All right, so when I save this, then I now need to come and create that template over here, because if I'm to come back here and let's start afresh again and click on this, it's going to tell me the template does not exist. Okay, so I need to create this template. Good. So in order to create this template, I mean, that's very simple. We've seen this a number of times. I'm just going to call this password underscore reset.html, just as the name we gave it over here. Okay, the template name over here. And this is almost going to be like the login view, because remember we had a form where we put in our password. So remember we're having a form where we put in our email address. So I'm going to just copy this login template over here, go into my password reset, paste this over here. Then instead of rendering login page, I'll say password reset page. Okay, then my title too, I'm going to change it to password reset. Okay, so this is just about it, and I think I don't need this link over here, because this link is not the one that I need. And instead of login, I'm going to say reset password. So I'm going to say reset password. All right, so I'll save this, and I think I'm going to choose the info button over here. So now when I come back and refresh and click on this, now we see this page being rendered over here for us. All right, so let's continue with the other pages and see how things goes. So let's go to the next one. The next one is going to be the password reset done. So the password reset done, let me once again just copy this over here, Ctrl+C, and paste it over here. And this is going to be password reset underscore done .html. So password reset done.html. Then I need to come in here and come and create the template. So inside my user template folder, I'm going to say password underscore reset underscore done.html. So password underscore reset underscore done.html is also going to bear some resemblance with a logout page, okay? Because this one just shows a flash message. So I'm just going to copy this. So I'll do a Control C over here and come in here and come and paste it over here. So I'm going to say, for the title, I'm going to say password reset done page. And I'm also going to repeat this over here. So I'm just going to copy this password reset done over here. Then I think the message is what needs to be changed, obviously. Then I also don't need this login button or link over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say a mail has been sent to your email address, whatever. So a mail has been sent to the email address you provided. It has instructions you need to follow. Reset your password. All right, so I'm just going to put out this text over here. All right, so we are done with this. Then the next one, if we are to come back here, is now going to be the password reset confirm. Okay, and this is where we had our UIDB and our token. So over here to what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this as far as the template name is concerned. Then it's going to be password reset confirm.html. So I'm going to say password reset confirm.html. So I'm going to save this as well. I have password reset confirm.html. Then once again, I'm going to create this password underscore reset underscore confirm.html. All right, so this is also going to have a form in there because that's where we typed in the new password and the confirm new password. Okay, so that's also going to be like what we just had for the password reset done. So I'm going to come in here and I think password resets. Okay, because here we have a form over here. So I'm just going to copy this, Control C, and password reset confirm. I'm going to paste this over here. So here we have a form. So I'm going to say password resets confirm page, and let me just change, or let me just add confirm over here. And over here, as far as the input tag goes, let me say confirm password. All right, so this is okay. Then the password reset complete is the last one we are going to look at. So let me just close this one because we are done with these. So the last one is going to be the password reset complete. So we would also want to have a template name over here for it. So let me just copy one of these over here. So I'll do a Control C and password reset complete, and I'll do a Control V over here. So instead of confirm, this one will now be complete. .html. I'll save this and once again come and create it over here. So I'll have a password underscore reset underscore complete.html. And this is going to be also a flash message. Okay, there's not going to be any form over there, so we can actually look at the logout page over here. So I'm going to do this. So I'm going to say Control C and password reset complete. I'll paste this over here. So I'll say password reset complete page. So let me just copy this, Control C, and put this over here. All right, so what I need to do over here is to the flash message should be like now you can log in with your new password. All right, so now you can log in with your new password, and this should be a link to the login page. So yeah, this should be a link to the login page, and the login page is what you have here as login. All right, so I think this is just about it. We are good to go. So now let's start all over again. We've forgotten a password, so I'll type in my email address, which is abroni123@gmail.com. So when I click on reset password, we are taken to the reset underscore password underscore done page. Okay, and it says a mail has been sent to the email address you provided. It has instructions you need to follow to reset your password. So I think this flash message is danger. I think moving forward, we need to change it to I think info. Okay, so let's do info over here. So when I refresh, we have info, right? This looks kind of cool. So now we need to go into our email. And now when I come into my email over here, I have a new message over here showing. So this is what I haven't opened yet. So if I click on it, I have this link, okay, and it gives me the same message that I requested for a password reset, and this is my username. So when I click on this, now I'm supposed to see the form over here. The form is not showing up because based on my research, I'm told that when you are using the local host and the port 8000, okay, the local host is more or less not secured. Now this, because of the security features over here, needs to be rendered in a secured fashion. So instead of just doing this, now in a real world application, we are definitely going to see HTTPS, and that's where the security comes in. So for the purpose of this application or for this work, let me just log in once again, and instead of using the local host port 8000, I'm going to use the IP address itself. So 127.0.1:8000. So when I click on forget password, type in my password, my email address over here, click on reset. Now I get a message, a mail has been sent to your email address, the email address you provided and things of that sort. So when I come back and come in here, now I can see that now as you can see, we have the new IP address itself. So 127.0.1:8000 here. Okay, instead of just localhost. Remember, as you can see, these ones were localhost. Okay, so this was localhost. Now I have IP address showing up over here. So I'll click on this and click on the reset password, and now I have the form. I need to type in the password over here. So I'm going to type in the new password, and I'll type in the new password over. Now when I click on confirm password, it says that the password reset has been complete. Okay, now you can log in with your new password. So once again, let me just change this flash message to, and that's going to be password reset complete. Okay, so password reset complete. The alert should let's use success over here. So success, because we've completed. Okay, so now I can click on login, and now I'll be granted access over here. So as you can see, my username was Ken, and this is going to be my new password. And clearly now I can log in. All right, so when you run into problems as far as the being given access and permission is concerned, as far as that form is concerned, when we went to the password reset confirm, you definitely have to use 127.0.1 column 8000 before you can have access to that form. It's very important. Now you find this tutorial very interesting. There are a couple of ways you can help me grow my channel. Kindly subscribe to KenBroTech, and don't forget to hit on the notification button so that anytime I release a video, you'll be duly notified. Also, share this video with friends and family who find this content very useful. At KenBroTech, we say learn programming. You can do it. Also, don't forget to pass in the comments or ask any question you wish to ask in the comment section, and I'll be glad to answer them accordingly. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.